This is Roger with Wheel Kinetics in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this truck. It is a 2003 Ford F250 crew cab short bed, 6.0 turbo diesel, four-wheel drive, Lariat, which is leather, and it's got the FX4 suspension package, which is Rancho suspension installed at the Ford factory. It's an add-on suspension. It's on a clear title. It has 129,000 miles. It was a theft recovery. Came from Detroit, Michigan. Really nice truck. Basically, we gave it a bath. I mean, this thing, whoever owned this thing took really good care of it. It has a block heater built into the front bumper, which is unusual. It's got a beautiful set of Michelins. It's just a really, really nice truck. I've never seen that before. That's cool, huh? In Arizona, it's not going to matter too much, but this thing goes, we sell a lot to Alaska. It goes there, it might matter. It's pretty handy to have it just sitting there. I'm going to walk around here. Got the locking hubs. Here's your Michelins. I would say all the way around they're probably 80%. It's a really good looking truck. I'm going to try to find the things that aren't right with it. Looks like at one time it had one of those little bug guards on the front of this hood. You can see the wear on the hood. It probably had one of those. But the hood's in fantastic shape. Front bumper looks brand new. Actually there's a little ding right there. Let's see. I think I see it. There's a ding right there. Yeah, I'm being pretty picky on this one. This is an outstanding looking truck. But it is my job to point out the negative stuff. It's more important to find the negatives than it is the positives when you're selling online. It's our reputation on the line here, so we got to make sure that you have all the information you could possibly have. The front tires look like they're 80%. This rear tire looks brand new. So I would say relatively recently he or she decided that the vehicle needed some new rears. There's a dent right there. And unfortunately, this tailgate has all these little tiny dings like in a line right here, which really sucks. I guess it's not that big a deal, but it's such a nice truck. Normally it doesn't matter. You've got brackets for a fifth wheel hitch. You have a brand new spare there. Light package. This is a sweet truck. You get that soft tonneau cover. It basically it's velcroed on like that. It's a pretty truck. There's a little ding right here inside the fender. Not sure what that's all about. I don't see it on the outside, just right there. I see a little spot where a little rust was starting. So right there. So I would say that it's a good thing it's in Arizona because we don't expect rain for another, I don't know, 5 months, 4 months. We will get a drop. Well, that's not true. We have monsoon season, 3 months. But we'll get it for about a week and then we'll get nothing for another 6 months. All right, I'm going to fire this thing up. We're going to look under the hood and we're going to be looking for Ford stamps on both fenders and on the front of both sides of the core support, which will tell you that parts haven't been replaced, it hasn't been wrecked. They don't replace them with Ford parts when they wreck them, they're too expensive. So if you don't see the Ford stamp, something's been replaced. So let's watch together. There's a Ford stamp there. There's a Ford stamp on the passenger core support. That's an original battery. There's the Ford stamp there. There's the Ford stamp there. So nothing's been replaced in the front end of this truck. It has not been wrecked up front. That much you can tell. Alright, let's see. This thing can go away. Alright. Here's your driver rear window. Door panel looks good. A little bit of dye off of the ashtray, which hopefully nobody's using these days. Seats and carpet look great. Let's make sure there's no surprises in there. it's not. Boring is good. Boring is good. I like boring. Here's your passenger rear window. Again, we got a little bit of guide going there. This seats look fantastic. This guy had a lot of pride. That's your passenger front window. Door locks. Fine. Alright, let's see. I don't know if you can see the light coming on and off or not. Yeah, you can. That's on. That's off. There you go. Forward, back, full seat up, full seat down, front seat cushion up, front seat cushion down, rear seat cushion down, rear seat cushion up. Seats are in really good shape on this side. Usually the bolsters are pretty worn out. This one's not bad at all. There's no manual. Armrests look good. Alright. What's missing these guys? That's not uncommon. That works. That's really uncommon for the overhead display to work. When it breaks, and it will, that overhead display, they're like $29 on eBay. That's how notorious they are for being bad. That little overhead computer that some guy sells knockoffs for $29 a piece. I think I have 5 or 6 trucks where they're out. Alright, so all the windows work. Door locks. Let's see. There you go. Alright. Mirrors. Out, in, up, down. Other side. Out, in, up, down. Alright, heated seat. On and off. Seat forward, seat back, full seat up, full seat down, front seat cushion up, down, rear seat cushion up and down. A little bit of dye has worn off the outside, but that's just wear. It's not, nothing's going to break through. There's no chance of a break or a tear occurring anytime soon. There's your tilt wheel. That works. Alright, you hop in here. Alright, let's see. Let me get a seatbelt on. And it's warm and the air conditioning is blowing nice and cold. Let's make sure all the settings work. That's low. That's what I was at. Oh, that's nice. They stole the radio, but they were nice enough to leave the plug and the antenna. So if you wanted to buy a Ford radio, you could buy one for 50 bucks online and get it sent to you. We don't do this for people because they always have their own radios and we just throw away 50 bucks. So you go to Best Buy and get a plug, and there's a lot. That's an easy problem. Anyway, there's your overhead cluster. Like I said, these 2 panels are missing. People pull on them and yank them off, and then they're done. All right, here's tow on and off. There you go. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Let me pull forward a little bit so I don't rear end what's behind me. Alright, put it in neutral, put it in 4 low. Alright, let's see. Am I in neutral? Yes, I am. Alright. Boom. And reverse. Okay. Now we're going to go to 4 high. You know what? I didn't show you guys the shoot. There. I forgot to show you guys a close-up of that. There's 4 low. And then we go to 4 high. I'm at 4 high. Alright, there. That's 4 high. I can drive. And reverse. Okay. And neutral. And let's see. 2-wheel drive. Let's go for a ride. It's on a clear title, so if you come to Tucson to drive it home, you're going to pay as dock fee and taxes. Dock fee is $250. Taxes are 2% city sales tax here in Tucson, plus whatever your state tax rate is. Our friends from Alaska have a 0% tax rate. So when they fly down here, which is fairly often, they only pay 2% tax and a $250 dock fee. So if your tax rate is, like Arizona's tax rate is 6.1%, you would pay 8.1% tax and $250 dock fee. If your tax rate is 3%, you're going to pay 5% tax and $250 dock fee. If you pay by wire and ship, all you pay is your agreed upon price, no tax, no dock fee. Just deal with your tax man and your motor vehicles in your state when it gets there. Once we receive full payment, we just mail you the title. We have a shipper in the middle of our ad. His name is Fred at Beacon Shipping Logistics. He brings us all of our vehicles from all over the country. He's a really good guy, no BS. He's right in the middle price-wise. He's not the most expensive. He's not the cheapest by any means. I will give you advice. If you're going to pay for shipping, never, ever, 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 ever shop for the lowest price. It'll get your deposit. It will sit here for weeks, and then you'll call Fred and say, what do I do? And then Fred will get your vehicle there, and your deposit will be lost. That's what happens, especially if they're going a long distance. If they're going short to New Mexico or something, you might be okay. But we just had one that a woman, Fred gave her a quote of $1,300 to Michigan on a crew cab just like this, and she was outraged. And she got $900 from somebody else, which is impossible. I could never even come close to that myself. So basically, she got taken for a $150 deposit. A month later, her truck is still sitting here. She called Fred, what do I do? And Fred's like, well, I can get it done for maybe $1,200 if I work it really hard. Next day it was gone. So she ended up paying $1,350 total instead of $1,300, and she missed out on a month of her truck. So that's how that works. You want to pay in the middle. Not too high, but never the cheapest. All right, that's my shipping advice. I'm going to shut up here for a second. This is a 25 zone, so I don't really want to go much farther than this next four-way stop, or I'll get a ticket one of these days. Nice truck. Wow, this thing is like brand new. What a nice rig. Let's see. Deposits. Please get your deposit in. Once we have a deposit, we have a deal. Until we have a deposit, it's for sale. Once we get a deposit, we'll put your name in a banner over the truck at wheelkinetics.com, and you'll know it's yours. Until then, it's for sale. So get your deposit in. Lastly, this is the part of the speech where I tell you that if you are trying to buy a new car, a new truck that's 11 years old, you don't know what you're doing. This is a used vehicle. There is risk involved in buying a used chair, a used microwave oven, a used potted plant, anything. So if you're risk averse, if you need this to be perfect when you get it, and it needs to be perfect, it has to be perfect, then this is not a perfect truck, and I don't have one. I've never have had a perfect used vehicle, ever. So please, know what you're buying, know what their strengths and weaknesses are. In the case of these vehicles, it's always an EGR, EGR cooler and oil cooler. If they go out, they're about $600 to $700 in parts if you get them from Bulletproof. And it's about 7 hours labor. A reputable shop, parts and labor, should be about $1,500, which is the cheapest of the diesels when they do what they're famous for. Duramax is injectors, and that's about $4 or $5 grand. This is EGR issues, and that's about $1,500. Cummins, usually it's trannies, but lately I've seen a few motors not doing so well, which is a surprise. Those are expensive. You don't even want to know about that. Anyway, this is a really nice truck. Just make sure that you realize that Ford designed this truck quite some time ago, and they gave it a certain number of years for warranty and a certain number of miles for warranty, and it's way past both of those. Basically, Ford doesn't know what's going to happen to it after X amount of miles. If they don't know, how the heck do we? So when you get it, and a week after you get it, it's got a AC brakes or a check engine light comes on, it's your vehicle. If you don't understand that concept, you need to go buy a new one. And a new one, Lariat like this, is about $55,000. So the way to think about it is, I'm saving a ton of money. I may have to spend a little bit of it one day, sooner or later. Okay, there's my speech. Anyway, this is a kick-ass truck. Thanks for your time.